It's such a crazy time right now. Can you give fans an update on how you're doing?
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, yeah, it's like a really, really strange time right now everywhere, especially being in the Seattle area where we did have like a huge hotspot for the coronavirus. But I feel like a lot of people around here are doing really well at, doing the social distancing and not going out and stuff. But I mean, it's being hard as a mom, being cooped up in the house and not really getting out and doing much. But yeah, it's giving me the opportunity to do a lot of work. So I'm trying to see the positive in it.
And then jumping to 90 Day, what's it been like watching back this season for you?
I think that, I mean, it's really weird to see yourself on television. But just kind of being able to see the reaction of how you respond in certain situations, it can kind of give you a better perspective of like maybe some things you would want to do differently next time. Or it's really awesome too to be able to look back at some of the memories that you experienced and bring yourself kind of into that emotional moment of what you were feeling. And so I think that there's been a lot of ups and downs with dealing with viewers and their perceptions on some of the things that went through the episode. But as for me, it's been a great experience looking back at some of the emotions that I went through in those moments. And it's been great, actually.
And then what has the fan feedback been like for you?
I think for me, I feel like there's a lot of the force kind of going towards Ash, unfortunately. But I have been getting, just different responses. I try not to play into the drama, so I don't go looking for it. I don't go reading the comments. I don't go looking through all these bloggers and memes and things like that. So I try to keep myself focused on more of the positive aspect. And if I get any negativity on my page or people saying derogatory things, I'm not a supporter of online bullying or any of that kind of stuff. So I just delete and block. And I just try to keep that stuff out of my perceptions so that I don't, focus too much on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And kind of touching on that, Ash recently posted that he was getting harassed by online trolls, and then he revealed that he's been battling hyperactive thyroid. What was it like when you saw that post?
It was heartwarming for me because I personally know what he was going through, but I didn't want to be the one to speak out about it. I felt like that was something for him to really speak about towards people. And so I'm just really happy that he actually came forward rather than just combating it, but actually saying like, hey guys, I know that you guys are noticing something that's off about me, but this is what I'm dealing with. And so I think it was just a powerful message for him that, we shouldn't be focusing on things that people can't help and creating drama around that. So I think it was awesome that he stood up for himself.
Definitely. And then as we're watching the season, one couple that seems like they might not end up like having the best ending would have to be David and Lana. What's it been like for you watching that kind of relationship unfold?
I think my biggest thing is, we all get wrapped up in our emotions when it comes to love and loving somebody, and we can be blind to a lot of things that are like blatantly obvious to others. And so it's hard watching that because I know that David wants love so much, and obviously it shows. But I'm actually really curious to see how, I've only see what the viewers see with the shows, and so I don't know the ending of it, but just from what I see, I don't think that there's going to be a happy ending. And it's unfortunate. And I'm hoping that it kind of makes learn from the experience.
Definitely. And then speaking of other cast members, are there any of them that you have become friends with as the season's been playing out?
I think that there are a lot of the other cast members that I can relate to personality-wise to a lot of the women. And I also love Big Ed. Big Ed I just absolutely love his personality. He's so bright and vibrant, and he's just really funny to listen to. But I would say that some of the other cast members, I try not to talk too much in getting involved in other lives. But I would say Erica is really awesome. Varia is really amazing. And Big Ed, Those are mainly the people I've had some conversations with.
And then what was the biggest surprise to you about being on the show? Like, what was an aspect that maybe you weren't expecting to happen?
I think that when we watch TV, we see snippets of an entire experience. And that was the biggest thing for me, is that when I actually got onto being on TV, I realized like that how much we see little snippets of an entire experience, and it just kind of makes you, see things a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm. And then what advice would you give to couples who are wanting to be on the show?
The biggest advice is I would just, wanting to be on the show is one thing, but understanding what comes with being on the show is another thing. And I don't think that some people are as mentally prepared for that. I don't think you can be mentally prepared for that, because once things start airing and you start becoming a public figure, or you're in the public, you deal with a lot of things outside of what people see. And so I think that it's just one of those things that, it's not all about just being on television. It's being able to combat and handle all of the pressure that comes with being on television as well.
And then looking to the future, would you be interested in maybe coming back for another one of the show's spinoffs?
I think that is potential in the future. There are some other things that I'm also working on as well in my own life, professionally. And so I guess it would just have to depend on how it would work into my future goals.